Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
What is up? Welcome to the NFL show. I am your host, Rob Fox. I am joined, as always, by Dan Holloway. And we have some big moves going on, and a lot of them just involve crime.
Yeah, one of the biggest moves was the bowel movement by the President of the United States in Rome. He shit his pants, folks. Anyways, yeah, there is a crime. Henry Ruggs apparently is muck-ducked somebody. DUI.
Yeah. I was talking about this earlier. You might not have been here. I don't remember. It blew my mind even as a child because I grew up in St. Louis, and that's where the Leonard Little shit happened.
Yeah.
I was like in like 8th, 7th grade or something, and I was like, aren't you rich? Like, can't you call a cab? You could probably like drive around, spend your whole life in a
Pay
limo.
$60,000 a year for somebody to drive you around.
Literally.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like when you have that kind of earning potential, you know, I mean, Russell Wilson says he spends like $3 million on diet and exercise a year, and people are like, you're crazy. Like, no, because he's making like $45 million a year.
Right.
So that's reasonable to do that if he thinks that's what it takes to keep him in that position.
Why would that's like that's like saying to a NASCAR driver, like the NASCAR driver's like, yeah, I put a couple $1 million into my car every year, and people are like, what the fuck, man? Are you serious? What do you? No, that's his.
It's like $15 million a year.
But even still,
on
like
the low end of those cars. Yeah, but of course, you're going to get a return on your investment at some point. I don't get it either. I don't either. I don't want to,
It's not even like, just throw the morality out of it.
Yeah.
Like, practically speaking, A, why would you want to drive? B, why would you want to drive drunk?
Well, he's 22.
Yeah.
So that's pretty stupid.
Where'd he go to college? Was he? Yeah, he was Bama, right? Yeah. Ugh. No, wait, no, wow,
Yeah.
you just gave me a cloud now.
You're welcome.
You're
That's vapor, though.
Okay.
THC particles aren't in vapor, so it would only be you're at the end of a smoking joint. Even the stuff that he breathes out of his lungs would not contain any THC. You're lucky. And if you get any of my THC, I'm charging you for sure.
Yeah, I figured.
It's very high quality stuff.
Charge me, or are you just gonna like dock from the pay?
No, that's two separate transactions.
Okay.
For tax reasons, I like to keep it separate. So this dude was driving around Vegas somewhere.
Even worse. Like, it'd be one thing if it was in, well, I guess he plays in Vegas, but it'd be one thing if like he played for Cincinnati or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, fine. Maybe there's not a great car service situation in Cincinnati.
It sounds like he rear-ended, he was driving a Corvette and he rear-ended a RAV4, and the RAV4 caught on fire and the woman inside died because of fire.
Yeah, that's not fucking ideal.
And he's injured as well, so even if he hadn't killed somebody, he would have been out probably. Very dumb. Very dumb. More dumb shit. Let's see. What else happened? Some other.
I think Watson didn't move, right?
No, not yet. The trade deadline's today, right?
It passed at. Oh, it just passed. It ended at 3:00. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he's staying put. I guess I don't know how much longer is on his contract. Are they just going to waive him or what?
I don't know what they're going to do, man. It was a pretty interesting trade deadline, which is really unusual for the NFL.
Yeah.
The biggest one, Von Miller to the Rams.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. I mean, the NFC is competitive in a way with multiple teams that it hasn't been in a while. I don't think the Cowboys are for real, to be honest. I never do, but at some point they probably will be.
The Cowboys are very akin to
the Braves in the 90s.
Oh, I was going to say the Milwaukee Brewers this year, right?
Maybe.
Good team, not a great team, winning a shitty division.
Yeah, maybe. And but Tampa Bay is legit.
Yes.
And
even though they lost to the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have trouble in New Orleans, though. I think Dan called that.
I did call that, yeah. Because that was the first big game in last year for Brady. He got it was Breeze, but it wasn't Breeze. Breeze he was done by that. Anyways, most of the teams in the NFC suck, but there are a lot of teams like the Packers are good enough to win. Obviously, as much as I hate that motherfucker, I don't actually hate him that much, but the Rams are really good, and now they've got three of the best players at their individual positions. Now, Von Miller's probably on the back third of his career, but he's not on the back 10th You know what I
Right.
mean? There's still a lot there.
He's not quite like who's out now, but J.J. Watt to the Cardinals.
Right, yeah. No, this is a big pickup for them. And now they have Jalen Ramsey, him, and Aaron Donald.
Right.
At three fucking premier positions on defense. That's tough, man.
And especially, so now what? Some offensive line's going to have to block Donald and Von Miller.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they would talk about this. I remember when Shaq went to the Heat in 05 or 6 or whatever, and players on the Heat were talking about, like, I've never been so open in my entire life.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be somebody on one of the two defensive tackles on that team is going to get a bunch of sacks.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be unblocked.
Right.
Or, I mean, if you think about if they play the 3-4 or 3-4 and Miller's one of the two insides, or if they're playing a 4-3 and he's the inside, and you have Jalen Ramsey on a like coming around the other corner, that's tough, man. That's going to be tough for a lot of people, I think.
I mean, and like think about this too. Like, so this team now has probably the best defensive line player, probably the best cornerback, arguably the best wide receiver right now in Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, maybe.
And then Matthew Stafford playing for what he probably knows is one of like 2 or 3 chances he'll ever have to get a ring after wasting his career in Detroit. So a lot of elite players and a lot of fucking motivated players.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Matt Stafford is he's probably close to elite as well.
Yes.
Despite all the injuries and shit. We'll see how it goes. Pittsburgh traded Melvin Ingram to Kansas City. I don't understand that trade. I guess they're punting on the season as well.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why you wouldn't. What are they going to do?
I don't know why you would give him up for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's a pretty legit starting linebacker.
You know what the Broncos got for Miller, right?
Like a soda machine or
It
something?
was 2nd and 3rd rounders. Same year, but
Yeah, but Von Miller's a lot better than Ingram, right?
well, that's what I'm saying. Though you'd think there'd be maybe a steeper price, but I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. What else has happened? Let's see.
OBJ remaining in Cleveland despite what would you say? There was like an online.
Yeah. A lot of people have been kind of. A lot of people have been on the wagon to try to get him out of there. Like LeBron posted something this week that was like, it's like hashtag free OBJ or something like that. And we can talk about. We were supposed to have Jermichael Finley from formerly the Packers on the show today. I really wanted to ask him some questions about Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And about if he thinks that being in the NFL is like slavery.
Man.
I would love to hear anybody else speak to that. But there were quite a few moves. Dan Brown to the Chiefs. Duvernay Tardif to the Jets. Never heard of that guy. Von Miller to the Rams. Mark Ingram to the Saints. But that happened a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, that's not breaking.
Flacco went back to the Jets. Or I went back to one of his old coaches. Ertz to the Cardinals.
That one's interesting.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup for them, provided he stays healthy.
Yeah.
And then C.J. Henderson to the Panthers. Stephen Gilmore to the Panthers. Some stuff happened, but not much. I mean, that's pretty active for the NFL, though, I guess.
It is, because you really can't fucking trade. NFL's different, right? You don't just plug. It's not like the NBA or certainly not the MLB where you can kind of just get the guy and put him in.
Yeah.
Like, they need to, like, learn. It's a complicated sport. They need to learn shit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, word on the street is that OBJ almost went to the Saints, but his contract's too rich, and the Saints wanted Cleveland to pay for more of it than the Saints or than the Cleveland would allow. So I guess he's just going to sit on the bench.
By the way, some fucking Browns fan that LeBron is.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, he's never shown any loyalty to Cleveland, has he?
No, not really.
The Dolphins aren't going to trade for Deshaun Watson, and neither are the Panthers. And the Panthers said it was because of his no trade clause in his contract or whatever.
What, like he didn't want to go to the Panthers?
No, I mean they didn't want to take on a contract that had that no trade clause in case they wanted to trade him later.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's in his current situation, they probably could have talked him into signing a different contract to get that deal done, right?
Right.
But whatever.
He doesn't want to stay at the Texans, so
I
it's
wouldn't
not like
think so.
he's not going to
play,
decline a trade, you would think.
I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. The Giants got they're not going to move Evan Ingram. They're hanging on to him. I think that's probably smart. Tight ends are hard to find. And now let's get in. Well, last week I was did pretty well. You did pretty well. Let's get into this week's stuff. Well, I will say the one surprising thing for me from last week is the Jets beating the fucking Bengals. I just didn't see how.
Dude. I don't think anyone did.
Like I didn't see the Jets scoring 34 points in any game this season.
He was the first Jets quarterback to throw for over 400 yards in 20 years.
Dude, the Jets are absolutely murdering survivor pools.
Yeah.
They bumped me on that fucking Titans win.
Yep.
And then, yeah, man, between that and the Bengals, like...
Which, by the way, you're first place in the AFC, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. AFC is kind of a fucking mess this year.
We'll see what happens with the Titans moving forward. I mean... they're one running back short now, and the best running back that exists right now.
They grabbed Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, and Vegas is number 2 in the AFC right now, so they're going to be without Ruggs, you would think.
This is the AFC is gross this year. Well, the Ravens are also up there. Ravens and Bills.
The Ravens and Bills are just kind of quietly chugging along right now. Yeah,
you kind of think the Bills are the best team in the AFC at this point still.
I think, there's no question in my mind that the Bills are like head and shoulders above everybody else. The Chiefs barely getting by the Giants. I don't care about the Chiefs anymore. I'm done with it.
Man, you got to lose your mind when a team gets that complacent.
Yep.
And that's annoying because the Chiefs fans were finally like, this is our time. Like, we have our dynasty now. And what? I mean, an AFC championship appearance and then back-to-back Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
And then whatever the fuck is happening this year.
Well, Mahomes needs to figure out what kind of quarterback he's going to be. Is he going to be a guy that puts up numbers? Is he going to be Russell Westbrook? Or is he going to be, somebody that actually wins games?
Up substance, essentially.
Yeah. So, the thing that made Brady great was that, like, he knew he could throw the pass downfield, but he also knew that he only needed to do it a couple of times a game. And that if they gave him the check down, they'd take the check down.
Right.
And Mahomes has clearly not figured that out. He tries to do stupid shit to get himself out of bad situations a lot. And he's throwing a lot of picks.
Well, this reminds me, and I like to use baseball analogies just to piss off Dan. So Mahomes, super talented guy, comes up, league getting ready for him, and he's hitting homers. He's smoking every fucking pitch because they're throwing him fastballs because they don't really know. League adjusts, start throwing breaking balls.
Pedro Serrano.
Yeah.
From Major League. That's who you were going to say?
No, I mean, anyone. That's like every hitter. Like Austin Riley, for example. Gets goosed fastballs early on in his career, smokes him because he's a giant man. They start throwing breaking balls, can't fucking hit him. He's got to adjust back.
Well, you normally see that, and that's where the sophomore slump for quarterbacks comes from, right? Now they got tape on you. But I don't think it was Mahomes that they needed tape on. I think it was the whole team. And that's the Bills figured it out this year, that if you are able to get a push on their line and also bump Tyreek Hill off the line of scrimmage, then you can probably beat the Chiefs. And the evidence is here. They only scored fucking 20 points against the New York Football Giants, who suck.
Awful.
Right? And Tyreek Hill had 12 receptions but only 94 yards. Mm-hmm. That's a problem for them. Like, his 12 receptions for Tyreek Hill should be for like 140-plus yards,
right?
To be honest, at his normal rate. And so at least I guess you can see Mahomes trying to adjust, but it's not working yet. And not anywhere close to working yet, so far as I've seen. So we'll see how he continues to develop.
Do you think him having his brother murdered would help?
Yeah, right. Oh, God. They posted, his brother and wife posted another
will you pull that up as just Mahomes dying inside?
Yeah, it's just on Twitter probably.
Yeah, it is. God. It's like those two are like it's like Mahomes won the lottery and those two are like, yeah, we're rich. And then Pat Mahomes is like, no. There's taxes and I need to invest it to make sure we stay rich. Yeah. And they're just like, we don't care.
They're just like burning money in front of them, Ugh, man. Did you find it yet?
It's fucking brutal.
It's pretty rough.
And at this point, I would just be like, you can't travel with us, Jackson. Like, you got to stay home.
I mean, who would want to travel with that? I guess he grew up with him, so he's used to him being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
All the time. But if I was, if one of my family members was out there in the universe somewhere, and they showed up to one of our events, and somebody did something they didn't like, and they poured water on them, or something like that, I would that family member of mine would never be allowed back again. Look at this stupid shit.
Ugh, God damn.
He just puts his hand up.
Like, he's just like, what the fuck? Like, why?
That is fucking just painful to watch.
It's brutal. And the worst part is, like, how many followers does Jackson Mahomes have on TikTok? I gotta look.
Probably like 5 million.
Yeah. It's bad.
Does anybody know?
I'm looking it up right now. TikTok. Let's see here. Good Lord, he's got 1,900,000 and change.
Yeah, that's rough.
Do they have to rope him off at games, like to places he can't accidentally TikTok through? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is him TikToking on top of somebody's fucking memorial.
A dead guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It's right here, actually, the memorial one.
What a pathetic piece of shit.
It's so fucking lame.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. He's just TikToking on a grave, basically.
Sean Taylor's grave.
Basically.
What are you going to do?
God.
All right, well, let's get into this week because I'm sure it's only going to get dumber.
Yeah.
First game on Thursday of this week is the fucking Jets at the Colts.
Barf?
Nope.
Gross.
When's the last time a 3-5 team was giving up 10.5 fucking points?
That's
Jesus
insane.
Christ, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Although I think, to be honest, Jets at plus 10.5, that's an attractive bet to me now that this kid's throwing all these fucking touchdowns. What do you think, Dan?
I feel like it's probably a correction here. I would take the Colts here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Mike White's going to go out and sling it for 400 yards again.
Definitely not the worst thing to throw into like a teaser.
Look, if they beat him by 10 and by 11, it's probably going to be by 16. That's not enough points for me.
No, I mean for Indy.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Get them down to 4.5.
Yeah.
Also, the Colts aren't this bad. They're
No.
they're not 3-5 bad.
Maybe. I mean, who have the Colts beat this year? Who are their big wins? They've beaten the Dolphins, the Texans, and the 49ers. I guess the 49ers game was pretty good.
That's a decent win.
But
They
otherwise,
also gave the Rams a game.
They gave the Rams a game, but that happens sometimes. They've lost to the Seahawks when they still had all their players, so you can't say much about that.
I mean, they've given everyone a game, pretty
Titans
much.
and Ravens were both close. Titans, again, were close. Yeah, they've had a tough schedule for so far, that's for sure. At 10.5, shit. I mean, just take it up to 16.5 and take Indy if you want to do that. Why not? But yeah, I think you're probably right. Fuck the Jets.
Tickets as low as $17.
But there's no way that anybody thought this is another one of those Thursday games. Like, nobody thought this was going to be a good game, right?
No one, the Jets are involved, so absolutely not,
Right.
yeah. But it just in general, like, there's no way you look at this game. Even when the Colts had Peyton Manning, they were still kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, it was still kind of like a snooze fest.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Well, let's skip that one because I'm not putting any money on that.
Not real money, no.
The first game up for the NFL is the Browns at the Bengals. This is a pretty interesting game. The Bengals are minus 2.5. I don't think anybody would have called that line before
That's
the
way
season.
too. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals got embarrassed last week, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I think this is a pretty good spread. I mean, I'll take Cincinnati minus 2.5.
Yeah, I don't think the Browns know what the fuck they're doing right now.
No.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are the move here. The only problem with the Bengals is their coach. Zach Taylor's kind of a chump.
He won't be there much longer, I don't think.
No, they need to get a better coach. They got a good roster.
Also, like, most NFL coaches are chumps. Like, it's a very bizarre. Like, there's not a lot of like NFL coaches where you're like, yeah, he's fine. It's either like there's like 8 good ones and then 24 dog shit ones.
I mean, it's like college football almost. Let's see.
Even in college, though, I think there's a lot of dudes who you're like, yeah, that guy's fine. Like, that guy's good for that program. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be okay with that guy as my coach. Whereas in the NFL, there's no one where I feel like you're like, yeah, I'd be fine with him as my coach. It's either like, this guy is fucking terrible or this guy is a good to great coach.
Well, the levels are just so much different. You see some of these like top-ranked college coaches try to make it way to the NFL and just can't. They have to come back down. The level's too high. There's not enough variables. Like, I don't know, it's just pretty ridiculous and pretty competitive at the top.
There's a lot of bad coaches in college football too.
There are quite a few, but there's no good coaches to take those positions. Speaking of bad coaches, Broncos at Cowboys. Mike McCarthy is a fucking clown.
He's
Like he's failed upward more than anybody in NFL coaching history, I think.
He's now coaching his second NFL blue blood, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
And they keep winning.
I mean, dude, they keep.
But in spite of him, like the whole time he was in Green Bay and they were winning when they were making NFC championships and shit, the whole conversation behind the scenes was how Rodgers wouldn't listen to him and was doing his own thing. So you can't credit McCarthy for that because he sure as shit isn't a defensive genius.
Right.
Goddamn, he doesn't know anything about defense. And now he's got a roster with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper and fucking CeeDee Lamb.
Can we talk about the defense for a second? Can we talk about how they just backed their way into a once-in-a-lifetime defensive player in Micah Parsons?
Yeah, that was weird.
He is insanely good, and I hate that I have to cheer against him.
You don't have to. Just because you're a fucking Eagles fan doesn't mean you have to cheer against him.
I know. He's from Pennsylvania, too.
Just go find him in a bar somewhere and crack him in the knee with a fucking sledgehammer or something. You'll be fine. This is a really interesting game. The Broncos seem to have given up on the season. They just lost their key defensive component. So the over-under is 49.5 in this. I don't know if Dak's going to play or not.
Yeah,
so I don't know when to bet. If Dak is playing in this game, honestly, I probably take Dallas at -9.5, and I probably take the over, but I don't know.
I don't think it's listed yet, but another interesting one, if Dak is playing, would be the team over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, if the Broncos didn't score, I'd be kind of surprised because it's the NFL, but I wouldn't be that surprised.
Right.
We'll catch back up on that one in the sports group later in the week. This is the worst game of the week. 1-7 Texans at 1-7 Dolphins.
Good Lord.
Something's got to give here. The Texans are 0-4 on the road. The Dolphins are 0-3 at home.
Perfect.
So somebody's getting a 1 in the win column at some point.
Is there a worse football city than Miami?
Do you remember how Change.org, the White House under the Obama administration, had a policy at one point where if it got 100,000 signatures, they would at least respond to it?
Right.
I feel like we should be able to vote to cancel a game. Mm-hmm. Like anybody that, let's say you have to qualify in some way, you have to be an active member on a gambling site or something like that, or have a subscription to Red Zone or something.
Right.
Some way to qualify you as an actual NFL fan and identify who you are. And we should all be able to vote and move game times around. Like this is not the Sunday night game anymore.
Rob, there's a lot of Dolphins fans, but they don't live in Miami. They live kind of like South Florida, but not in the city of Miami.
Just a diaspora of Dolphins fans.
I don't know if I would use that word. It's not like they were fucking put on ships and sent other places. Yeah, that game's useless. Don't bet that. Please, God, don't bet that.
And speaking of what you're saying, by the way, this game here in Austin, we're going to be forced to watch it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Sunday ticket or anything.
Yep.
It's on TV for everyone to hate.
Ugh. This next one is interesting. Falcons at Saints. It's Saints -6. Kamara's look pretty good, but Matt Ryan is, again, having a pretty decent year for a guy that has no support whatsoever. Calvin Ridley, though, he's done, right?
Jameis is done.
Jameis is done.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley is quit, saying he's going to go focus on his mental health or some shit. Like
Sure.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Probably means he got caught doing something and is bowing out of the political race for medical reasons or to spend time with his family or whatever the fuck. Man, you wouldn't have at any point in recent memory seen a Falcons-Saints matchup and seen the over at 42.5. I mean, that's comically low for these two teams.
Yeah, do we trust Trevor Siemian moving forward for the Saints?
What happened to the
Taysom?
the Taysom Hill guy? Yeah,
I don't know, but Trevor was slinging it. He beat Tom.
that's true. And look, I mean, they don't have any tape on him, so that's one thing, and it's kind of an adjustment to make mid-game. But Tampa Bay's got a pretty good defense, as everyone knows. Better at the run than the pass, but I can't say that I'm going to bet money on this one either. But and to be honest, Simeon, you're going to need a couple more weeks out of him. I mean, the Falcons' defense is terrible. They're really bad.
Yeah.
But these guys still have to be able to complete passes. I honestly, New Orleans -6, they probably win. Probably win that. I don't know. I mean, the Falcons are really bad.
The Falcons would have hit this over in all but 2 games.
By themselves. Oh, you mean? Oh, I see what you're
Like
saying.
in their game, all their games except for 2 would have hit this over.
Yeah, but they've played the Giants, the Jets, and the Dolphins. they've been pretty bad. And the Panthers last week, they only scored 13 points. I don't think the Panthers have a pretty decent defense, but they don't have the ability to hold on to the ball that well. So the fact that they only scored 13 points against them is not good.
Yeah.
It's at Saints. That's always hard to win there if you're an opposing team. I don't know. What do you think about this game, Delco? I don't think much about it.
No, skip this.
Skip this. All right. So now we're on to Raiders at Giants.
Oh man.
What is up? It seems like the season is getting worse.
Yeah.
Raiders are second place in the AFC.
Last year was bad. Well, yeah, but I mean, they've lost their coach in the last 3 weeks or so. They've lost their coach and their best wide receiver.
Yes.
So that's not great.
Even when the Raiders are good, though, like no one wants to watch. It's weird. So there's like shitty franchises that like are just shitty, but you know they can get good and you enjoy them. Like the Bills, 2 games from now, 2 games down. Like for the Bills can be fun. I never find myself enjoying watching the Raiders, no matter how good they are.
Is it because of Derek Carr?
Well, partly, dude. Anyone with let's just get back into the Catholic thing for a second. Anyone with a key row tattooed on their arm is a monstrous tool.
Yeah.
That just means you're like the toughest kid at youth group. So, yeah,
not good.
Derek Carr definitely is part of that for sure.
What's going to happen with this franchise? Who do you think they're going to hire as their coach next year? Honestly.
I don't know. Some other fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, who's going to even take that job?
Is Mark Davis like liquid right now? Like, how much money does he have?
I don't know. I mean, he spends a lot on haircuts. So,
Haircuts, PF Chang's.
yeah.
Yeah.
That dude probably has. He's probably all liquid, to be honest.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't have any investments anywhere.
It's all-
Otherwise, he wouldn't be cutting his own goddamn hair, man.
Yeah. It's all just, he just has a checking account.
They always talk about how cash poor the Raiders are.
What?
He's got $16,000 in his checking account.
12,000.
You want to check that?
Yeah. Oh, I know I'm right. Are you an immigrant?
I think it's 16,000.
I'm positive it's 12.
Tina Fey.
I have 12 grand in checking.
God damn
Are
it.
you an immigrant?
Why did I think it was 16?
16. It's too many syllables.
What do you mean?
Like you can say 12,000 a lot faster. You can say 16,000.
I'm not debating on why they chose the line. I'm wondering why I thought it was 16. Anyways, you got me once. Not bad.
Mandela effect.
Maybe
Yeah.
it could be the Mandela
You were living in
effect.
a different dimension
I
before
could have
now.
been. So that'll be. This will be interesting. It's in New York, at MetLife. Well, it's in New Jersey. It's so stupid. I get so tired of that.
The stadium being in New Jersey?
Yeah, can they just call that New York?
Yeah, honestly. New Jersey is nothing but a suburb.
Yeah.
It's half Philadelphia, half New York. There's no... just absorb it.
Daniel Jones is kind of like, I mean, I don't think he's as good as Stafford or anything like that, but he's kind of in that same situation. Like, it would be interesting to see this guy on an actual football team. You know what I mean? Like, even if these two quarterbacks switched places, I think Daniel Jones would have way more success than David Carr or Derek Carr. He could throw the ball farther and he could run.
He's definitely an interesting guy where you're like, yeah, I'd love to see him on a good team. That's how I feel about, like, this is a homer situation, but Drew Lock. Like, it's like, I wish he was on a good team with a good coach because maybe he'd be able to do something. But at the same time, you, like, see dudes like that, even like Lock, unfortunately, where you're like, is most of the hype just that he looks like a quarterback?
Could be, yeah.
Because then you got Kyler Murray, who is an elf, who is fucking slinging it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Speaking of quarterbacks, both of these two teams have one. Patriots at Panthers. Alliteration.
Yeah.
It's Mac Jones taking on. Is Sam Darnold still playing for the Panthers?
He is.
I thought they found somebody else or something.
They benched him for a second, and then he came back.
What else are they going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Mac Jones is doing okay, I guess. 68% completion percentage. I mean, his team is terrible.
Yeah, man.
But he's doing better than I thought he would, to be honest. He's already at 2,000 yards for the year.
2,000 yards, I mean, 6 interceptions to 9 TDs, not great. But also, he's not being put in the situation where they want him to pass for a bunch of touchdowns.
Right.
Like, that's not the point of him right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, I think Belichick just wants a 2001 Brady again.
Probably. I mean, if you could turn anybody into that, where it's the guy has the talent that these dudes clearly have, but is able to both condition themselves to be like that and have the discipline to stay like that, you've proven that you can win in that system a lot, right?
So Darnold is in concussion protocol, but P.J. Walker, you'll remember him from the XFL.
Sick.
So I was right. They have a weird quarterback this week.
Yes. Well, Darnold's not ruled out now,
Yet.
but he's in protocol.
Yeah.
Either way, this is a really ugly game. I mean, this is gross.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want? A rematch of Super Bowl?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to give, I'm definitely not comfortable giving the Panthers giving them 4 points, honestly, because one, Darnold could still play, and then for me, it's an even game at that point. And two, both of these defenses are so good that the defense could win the game against the other team, especially since the other team's offenses kind of stink. But when I see an over this low, it's hard not to fucking take it down to 35 and bet the over, right? And
That'd be okay. Yeah, it's like a teaser.
And then going plus 10 on the Panthers. That's probably what I'll do here. Plus 10 on the Panthers, and I'll take the over down to 35.
Yeah, I mean the Patriots. They beat the shit out of the Jets. That's pretty much their only.
4-4. They're actually much better than their record. I think all their games are pretty much one possession, right?
Talking about the Patriots?
Yes. Yeah.
I think they're in a point where Belichick doesn't give a fuck if they win games. He's just trying to teach Mac Jones how to be the quarterback he wants him to be.
Right.
Frankly, that's kind of what it seems like.
And he's kind of like, I don't want to say punting on this year, but he's just positioning himself for draft picks and signings for the next.
Well, they're not doing a great job of that, having won 4 games already.
Right.
There's still a lot of season left, and they played some games pretty hard. They played that Chiefs game pretty hard, right? Or not Chiefs, the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah.
Like they really wanted that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Next up, actually do the sponsors, then we'll get back to this.
Do some sponsors. All right. Well, we're making picks, so we might as well start with MyBookie, since that's where we do our gambling and buy our T-shirts. Is mybookie.com.
I wear their T-shirts. Yes.
Yes. MyBookie is our favorite place to gamble. In case you didn't know, without a proven betting platform, it may feel like the house always wins, but with MyBookie and their double deposit bonus, you start with a leg up. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros to sign up now, claim your first deposit bonus with MyBookie, and use the extra funds to find your edge. This weekend, lay the points with Arizona as they continue streaking in San Francisco, and with 2 top 10 offenses in the Titans and Rams going head-to-head on Sunday night, you can safely Hulk smash that over at MyBookie. Don't just take my word for it, by the way. Head to mybookie.com, sign up now with the promo code Drinkin Bros, and get your money doubled and start winning today. Remember, good friends don't let friends win alone. So have your buddies use your referral link, which you can get at mybookie.com. And if they use your referral link, you will receive an additional 250% bonus on their first deposit. So they put in $100, you get $250. Plus, it's unlimited to redeem, so, all your friends can join the party at MyBookie. It's not like you only get like 3 links or whatever. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Next up, we got GhostBed. Their favorite sponsor, like I say, every time. Got a ghost bed in the studio. Half the office at least sleeps on a ghost bed, and right now they're running 2 deals. Both of them are really great. The first one's a bundle deal. You do a mattress and one of their 4 mattresses and an adjustable base, and then you can add on whatever from there, sheets, pillows. I think you can add on another mattress too. So if you're like moving into a new house and you just need to fill up the fucking bedrooms with mattresses or whatever, this is the way to do it.
It sure is, yeah.
Because you'll get 40% off on that bundle deal. So whatever you put in the bundle, 40% off. It's a huge discount. Or if you need to shop a little more a la carte, you don't need mattress and an adjustable base. Maybe you just want pillows and sheets, maybe mattress, whatever. Shop an a la carte. You go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros, and you get 30% off of everything. And you can finance and stuff like that in the mattresses too. It's like $35 a month, 0 down, 0% financing. Again, that is at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. By the way, we didn't get through this ad read on the last show because we just got into how you wanted to die, or be buried or whatever. But I think they're okay with that because they're pretty chill.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
look, they just want people to die, I think.
Yeah.
Or have good bets, whatever.
On their beds. Last but not least, we have Policy Genius, which is the best place you can possibly shop for insurance, and that includes life insurance. Now, when I say shop for insurance, I'm not talking about you go there and buy insurance from them. They're not an insurance provider. What they do is you go to policygenius.com/drinkinbros. You put in your information and stuff like that, and what they do is they find you all the best quotes from over a dozen top insurers, and they send them back to you. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. You could save up to $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by using Policy Genius. And if you're like me, just had a kid, or like Dan, who just adopted a lovely child, moved in with a boy. I don't know how.
Don't say it like that. Shit.
The boy moved in with him. Let's get it straight.
Fair enough.
Like I'm fucking some kind of freeloader or something.
Yeah, fair enough. Regardless, though, I mean, if you're starting a family, or honestly, if you have parents who depend on you, you never know what the hell's going to happen. You need life insurance. If you're outside of your 20s, you probably need life insurance.
Yeah.
And if you have a kid, you need life insurance regardless of your age. But yeah, policygenius.com/drinkinbros is the place to do that. And again, these licensed experts at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance companies, so you can trust them to help navigate every step of the shopping and buying process. This kind of service has actually earned Policy Genius thousands of 5-star reviews across Trustpilot and Google. Eligible applicants can get covered in as little as a week thanks to an award-winning policy option that swaps the standard medical exam requirement for a simple phone call. So you don't have to go to the doctor and do all that crap that's just annoying and takes up a lot of your time. This actually got them rated #1 by Forbes Advisor, higher than Ladder, Ethos, and Bestow. And again, getting started is easy. Policygenius.com/drinkinbros. You put in some info, and then the team handles it from there. They send you paperwork. They call you. They're all over it. I've worked with them. I've gotten my life insurance through them. It's amazing. Again, head to policygenius.com/drinkinbros to get started right now. Policy Genius, when it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right.
Yep. Big time. It's also nice to get your bets right. You guys are doing pretty well this year, right? And you're not top 25.
We're both comfortably above 500. I think Dan's still got a slight lead on me, but I had a pretty big week this week.
What's your number right now, Dan?
Like what percentage? I haven't done the math yet, but I think I have 89 wins or something.
How many losses?
70. I think 70.
You were sitting at like 55%. Mm-hmm. So pretty solid above the board.
89 divided by 150. How many ties, though?
3, but you don't count ties.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that doesn't include a couple money line picks that we got right.
That's 56%. I mean, professional gamblers hover around 55%. So you're doing pretty well.
You're up. I think I just clawed my way back up to like 53, 54%.
Because you bet 60 bets last week.
Yeah, he went 15-7 last week.
You got to do what you got to do to catch.
You bet the over/under in every game.
That's what you got to do to catch back up. You got to bet your way out of the hole. That's what I do.
That's good advice.
Yeah, it is.
Keep digging.
Look, man, a shovel's not the worst thing to have to get out of a hole, right?
What is?
No. I mean, it depends on the hole,
Yeah.
I suppose. But, yeah.
Sometimes you got to do it. Next up, the next game we got here, I actually really like this line. Bills-Jags. Bills at the Jaguars, minus 14.5. I might buy a half point and just bank on the Bills kicking the shit out of the Jaguars.
14.5 is a lot of points.
It's huge for the NFL.
I know
for
the
sure.
Jaguars suck, but fuck, man. Yeah, the Jaguars are terrible. I mean, but they're not getting beat by 14 every week. Although when they play good teams, I guess they do.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bills would have covered that against the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Texans, Washington, the Dolphins again.
And the Jags they lost 31-7, 37-19. Bengals were close. Cardinals, that was a 12-point game. Broncos, 10-point game, but they suck. And
Got smoked by the Texans.
Yeah, that's not good. 14 is a lot of points. That makes me very uncomfortable.
Man, with the Bills, they just dump it on though. Like they are about. They're honestly, they remind me of the Chiefs a couple years ago, where they're just like ruthless.
Trevor Lawrence has thrown 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions this year. He's on pace for 20 interceptions in year one. Not looking great. It's less. The interceptions aren't that big of a deal to me.
Right.
But the fact that his completion percentage is below 60%, that's a problem. Regardless of how shitty your team is, I know he's just having to throw balls into the stands half the time because he gets sacked, but fuck.
Dude, Jacksonville is the place where quarterbacks go to die.
Irvin's got to go.
I don't know if that's all his fault. It's
all
been like that for a while. Except for Brunell. He did all right down there.
Garrard, Leftwich. They've had some good quarterbacks.
How long was Leftwich? Like, how long did he actually play? Like 3 or 4 years, maybe?
A little longer than that. I'll look.
Yeah.
I mean, for them, right? Was he there his whole career?
But, I mean, this is the third high-drafted quarterback in a row that they have the potential of ruining.
Yeah, well.
They absolutely obliterated Blaine Gabbert.
I thought the same thing was going to happen with the Bengals and Burrow, but they actually had a pretty good offseason, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leftwich was there from 2003 to 2006.
So 4 years?
Yeah.
Brunell and Leftwich were good, but after that, that was like kind of the end of it for them. After that, they really they just started killing quarterbacks.
Well, the Bills have been playing very well. That game against the Titans, I thought, was maybe a little fluky.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Titans are the type to sometimes they'll just beat a team they shouldn't in their home stadium, but other than that, the Bills look pretty good lately.
Also, Rob, shut your whore mouth. Blake Bortles took them to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, where is he now?
Well, he didn't lose that game. That defense did.
Well, what I'm telling you is
Miles
they
Jack
still
wasn't
killed him.
down.
They still killed him.
didn't
It's
fumble.
nice that he had a nice year or whatever, but ultimately he still fell victim.
I thought we outlawed mentioning Blake Bortles on this show like fucking 12 years ago.
I'm going to hire Blake Bortles if we can.
Guys,
Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
Blake Bortles.
Why would you?
Yes.
If you watch The Good Place, they mention him a lot.
What?
I don't know what the good place is.
It's that show where they're like in purgatory with Kristen Bell on
Why did
Oh,
they
yeah,
mention
yeah.
Blake Bortles?
because one of the characters is from Jacksonville and loves the Jags and loves Blake Bortles.
Oh, boy.
It's a recurring joke.
Blake Bortles,
It's a good dude.
I mean, alliteration.
That's always fun.
Next up, Vikings at Ravens. Thank you, Kirk Cousins, for being Kirk Cousins, by the way. The biggest fucking loser. As soon as there's a little bit of stress, he just fucking collapses every single fucking time.
I have a theory that Lizzo wrote her line, "Why a man great till he got to be great,"
Yeah, about him.
is
yeah.
about Kirk Cousins. She mentions the Minnesota Vikings in the same breath.
Does she really?
Yeah, and I kind of think it was an allusion to Kirk Cousins.
I've never heard this song. Is that real?
Yeah, let me look up the lyrics to it. But yes,
That's weird if that's true. Big if true. It's one of my favorite things. When something's definitely not true, people just say, "Oh, there's a big if it's true," which is basically like you can imagine that Veronica Vaughn.
yeah. Why a man great till they got to be great, and then a couple lines down, new man on the Minnesota Vikings. telling you, it's a Kirk Cousins reference.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a subtweet.
Yeah.
He's definitely terrible when the game is on the line.
Yes.
And when the season's on the line. Like if it's a game like, hey, must win for the Vikings, I'm like, is Kirk Cousins playing? Yeah. Go the other way.
According to Colton in the chat, Kirk Cousins is 7-39 against teams over 500.
Jesus fucking Christ,
Lord.
man. What a piece of shit. Oh, God. I'm sure he's a great guy. Anyways, this game, the Ravens are going to light their ass up. I know the Ravens have some personnel issues, but -5.5, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, I love the Ravens at 5.5 there. Also, what that over/under at 49, I'm kind of wondering about.
Well, the Vikings might not. The Ravens actually play defense.
Yeah, that's
and when
true.
that happens, the Vikings aren't good at offense, even though they have some amazing weapons over there. Anyways, this is the early midday game, the 3:05 game. Then there's 2 3:30 games, 3:25 games. Chargers at Eagles. Chargers only -1 right here. What's going on here? I think that seems like a pretty safe bet to me, but obviously Vegas knows something. What's going on there? I know it's in Philly, but
Philly
fuck,
getting
man.
a little road bump, I guess.
I mean, it's west to east. That's a tough trip to make
Yeah,
because you lose 3 hours or whatever. But
right.
the fucking Eagles suck, man.
I mean, I like Chargers -1. That's kind of just, a pick 'em, basically.
I mean, you could take it to Chargers a half
Right.
if you wanted to do that, although I'm not sure that would be worth it. Just to
No,
get a
just
push.
take the one. Yeah, just whatever you push. Yeah, I love this pick. The Chargers need to win.
I mean, the Eagles beat up on the Lions, but they beat the. I mean, I don't know, Delco. This is your team. I know this is going to be very impartial. Tell me what you think about this game.
Yeah, we stink. I mean, we're okay, but I don't really trust our coach. I don't really trust us to win any game.
So Ertz is gone now.
Yeah, he's with the
Right.
Cardinals.
How's the defense in Philly? I mean, I know that they've got some guys on the line that are okay, but what's the rest look like?
The front four is good. Secondary's okay. Linebacking, anybody in the linebacking core is kind of a complete liability.
I mean,
That kind of plays into the Chargers' style of
Look,
offense, doesn't it?
Look, they've given up 33 to the Raiders, 28 to the Bucks, 42 to the Chiefs, 41 to the Cowboys. They held the Niners to 17, but
They don't play offense.
right. That's it. They've gotten lit up by competent offenses.
This seems pretty safe, too. I'm going Chargers -1.
Yeah,
right
I like
here.
that too. Honestly, might like the fucking. Well, 50's a lot. I don't know if the Eagles score.
Yeah, we'll
That
see
many.
about that.
Yeah.
Next up, there's actually two not really good, but pretty good midday games here. The first one is Cardinals at 49ers. And the Cardinals have been rolling. They finally lost a game, but to be honest, I expect them to come out refocused and beat the 49ers. The 49ers can't score.
Yeah, even fuck yeah. Give me the Cardinals.
Even. It's just the Cardinals money line right
Yeah.
now. Delco, you got any thoughts on that? I mean, that's I know that San Francisco is got a reputation for being pretty good, but they're 0-3 at home this year. And they can't score, man.
Have you been to their fucking stadium?
Yeah, I helped design the
sucks.
security plan for it. It's
It
terrible.
fucking blows.
Yeah, it's trash.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's by Dublin, California.
No, it's even further south than that. It's right next to San Jose. So so all these dudes, all the fucking companies in San Francisco that have season tickets as part of their fucking marketing plans to schmooze people and stuff, you have to leave the office in San Francisco and drive for an hour and a half south to get to the fucking game.
fucking
dude.
The only thing around it is that golf course.
Yeah, there's nothing over there. There's some big ass open field somewhere. Well, I guess they built a golf course now, but there used to be this giant open field, and it looked like one of those fields on the other side of a NASCAR track where people just parked. You know what I mean? It's fucking insane to me that they did that.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely taking the Cardinals here, which is pretty fun. Next game, Packers at Chiefs, another even game.
Give me the Packers.
The Packers have been rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is pretty haughty for a guy that's putting up 190 yards a game, but they're winning, so who gives a shit? I
Right.
mean, ultimately, it's about winning, and as much as I've criticized him about putting himself first and losing games because of it, maybe this is what it takes for them to win at this point. And if it is, and he's doing it, then good on him. The Chiefs, at some point, you think got to make it back.
Dude, the rest of their schedule is pretty fucking brutal too. They can't afford. They need to win this game, and it sucks because the Packers are, like you said, rolling and really fucking good. Because they got the Packers this week, at the Raiders next week, which is a literal must-win game.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys at home.
That's their rivalry game, really.
Yeah, the Cowboys at home. Then they get the Broncos at home. That'll be a break. Then they get the Raiders at home. That's another literal must-win. Then they got to go to San Diego. They get the Steelers and Broncos for 2 of the last 3, but in between that, they have at the Bengals.
Did the Chiefs make the playoffs?
Dude, that's a real question at this point.
I don't know if they do or not. Green Bay probably only needs to win 4 more games this season to make the playoffs, right?
Green Bay is like a competent Dallas in
Yeah.
that they play in a shitty division.
Yeah. Speaking of Green Bay and Dallas, Jalen Smith got released today by Green Bay. Why? This dude seems to be pretty talented. Why can't he not stay on a roster?
He sucks. Ask any Cowboys fan. They hate him.
Why do they hate him? He's like one of those guys that's physically talented but stupid on the field, or what?
He just wasn't talented. He broke his leg at Notre Dame, right? Mm-hmm. He was just never the same.
I see. Well, either way, he's gone now. But this is a good game. I agree with you. I think the Packers are going to beat the Chiefs here, which is painful to say because I like the Chiefs.
Yeah, same. The Chiefs being really as good as they were last year was the most fun thing about the NFL.
Best case scenario, though, is this would have happened in Green Bay, and Jackson Mahomes would have poured water on one of those fans. because he would have been eaten by some overweight fucking cheesehead.
So actually, I disagree because I think, not that they wouldn't have done that, but I think we're getting to the point where the Camaro head fans are starting to hate Jackson Mahomes, and he might be murdered by his own brother's fan base.
Yeah, maybe.
Like somebody in Zumba's is just going to curb stomp him in the Arrowhead parking lot.
Somebody with a Joe Dirt facial hair configuration.
Yeah, like he's going to be dragged behind a Camaro, like literally.
Yeah.
They fucking hate him. Also, there's been several deaths in the Arrowhead parking lot over the years.
Well, yeah, but when you party that hard, there's going to be some deaths, dude.
Yeah.
Intentional or otherwise. I've partied hard. Shit, when we were there a couple weeks ago, I got fucking ripped up before it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was a 7 p.m. game.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
bit brisket and Boulevard all day.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. The Sunday night game is actually great.
Yes.
This is a great fucking game. This is exactly what you want to see on Sunday Night Football, and that is Titans at Rams. Two teams that are very good on away and very good at home, respectively. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences right now. This is a perfect fucking Sunday night game.
Over under the amount of times they show that tackle from Super Bowl 32 or 34. I think 34.
Is Von Miller going to be eligible for this game? I mean, he just got traded today, so probably, right? They didn't play a late game from last week or any weird shit like that.
He'd be eligible, but would he be ready?
What do you mean ready?
He would have had to pass his physical and everything already.
Well, I just mean like knowing the defense and shit like that. Like, is he like?
That's a good. I mean, it's Von Miller, who is widely considered one of the smartest defensive players of all time. But that that doesn't necessarily mean that he can pick up. The Rams, I'm sure, run. Oh, I don't know who's their coordinator. Who's their defensive coordinator?
It's not Wade Phillips anymore,
no,
right?
Wade Phillips is gone. You know what it is? Rams defensive coordinator.
Looking it up.
I mean, Sean McVay definitely isn't a defense guy.
Raheem Morris.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, I mean, look, it's probably not a super complex defense. I would love to see him play. This is a huge game for them.
Fuck yeah.
It's a huge game for everybody. It'd be a good time for him to fucking man. And Derrick Henry's out. It's -7.5 LA. That's probably right, to be honest. With Derrick Henry out, I mean, I've seen a couple of articles on. One of them was on ESPN. One of them was somewhere, I think, on CBS Sports or something. Like, are the Titans actually better without Derrick Henry? Like, no, they're not fucking better. What are you talking about?
No.
Why would they be?
He has like 400 more yards than the next closest
guy.
Yeah.
He was on pace for like 2,400 yards this year.
This dude,
like
he is not like a Denver Broncos Terrell Davis running back where it's really just the line doing most of the work, and then like, I mean, no, everything Derrick Henry does is Derrick Henry.
Why'd you throw shots at Terrell Davis like that?
Terrell Davis was the one Broncos running back who was like elite regardless, but even he was like massively bolstered by that line. They had two dudes like right after him that also ran for goddamn near 2,000 yards.
Yeah, Philip Lindsay also. I mean, look, they've been producing dope quarterbacks forever since the late 90s, really.
Who?
Right, Denver.
Yeah.
Like they've been like it's been one after another. Who was the other guy that went to?
Jake Plummer had some success there.
Yeah.
I think he meant running back, not quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Broncos have never really had other than Elway.
No, they've never had any quarterbacks.
No, well, and Peyton for a year or two, but that was not really theirs. No, they always have. They usually have good running backs. I mean, but yeah, that's just the type of thing where my point is that it's Derrick Henry. Like he's not some system running back or something.
Right. Let's see.
I love this bet. I love this line, by the way. Like I'd buy a half point and just bet on the Rams winning by at least a score.
I agree. I think the Rams are going to take this pretty easily. But, you know, the Titans seem to be that kind of team that whenever shit's all fucked up, they play really well. Actually, that's when the only time Tannehill even plays well is when he's not expected to win. So maybe he throws for 900 yards here, but I think it's pretty safe to take. I'm going to take a point and take it to 6.5 because I actually want to win. Minus 6.5. And then as good as the Sunday night game is, that's how bad the Monday night game is.
Terrible.
I don't give a fuck about the Steelers or the Bears, man. I just don't care about these teams.
Who's starting quarterback? Is it still Fields? Fields is the starter now, just in general.
For the Bears?
Yeah. You know what, man? Fuck it. Give me the Bears and the points.
Well, the Steelers did trade away one of their longer tenured linebackers this week.
Right.
I don't know if he was the team captain. I don't pay attention to who's got the sticker on the back of the helmet. I don't know who their defensive captain is. But if he's anyway integral to your defense, you're probably in trouble right now, especially with a guy like Fields. You know what I mean? Who's a dual threat. Although he hasn't really been, except for last week, last week, he hasn't really been running all that much, I guess, here and there mostly. But what do you think about this line here? You're going to take the points?
Yeah, I like the
6.5?
Bears plus 6.5.
So you think they're going to win the game, or you think they're going to win or lose by a field goal?
Yeah, I don't know. The Steelers are kind of a slap fighty team. I might actually take another half point and then just get a full 7. But Steelers beat the Browns by 5, beat the Seahawks by 3, beat the Broncos by 8. Yeah, why not? The Steelers aren't killing people, and the Bears are at least a little feisty now with Fields out there. It's a Monday night game.
Roethlisberger can't throw for more than 10 yards downfield now.
Yeah, the Bears got a pretty good defense too. All right, fine. I'll take the Bears plus 7. But if I lose, I'm gonna fucking murder you. Heinz Field. Roethlisberger looks rough, man. He looks old. I know he's 39, but he looks like.
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
I think maybe he's just been like this for a couple years, but we haven't seen him on the field because he's been hurt the whole time, and he's aged off screen for a while and then come back, and it's like, holy shit, what are we looking at here? But this is what we should have expected, right?
He's a rotting pear.
Yeah. Well, he's on pace for 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions this year. It's not terrible.
Just go to the Hall of Fame, man. Just chill out.
Yeah, just go to a bathroom in Georgia and.
God.
I'm not the one that did it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps up this horse shit for this week. What else is going on? Anything else going on in the NFL?
We kind of covered the trade deadline and shit. I'm not really sure that there's a lot else to talk. I just think the Rams now are got to be the Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
I wonder what the odds.
Do you think OBJ moves anywhere? Like his dad posted on Instagram a video showing how Baker will look right at him and then look away and throw to somebody else repeatedly. So that's not a good sign if your dad's getting involved, right?
Second straight team where he's the problem,
Right.
You would think he would have the self-awareness to just be like, oh, no, maybe it's me.
Maybe, but maybe fucking instead of doing ayahuasca with his hippie girlfriend all summer, Aaron Rodgers would have been preparing to play football.
Yeah.
A lot of maybes in life. I don't know. He likes to get shit on, so it's not like you shouldn't expect him to be making great decisions.
No, he doesn't have good taste, if you will.
Or maybe the Browns should have look, hey, dude, no judgment. You like to get shit on. We'll go get you somebody to shit on you. Right. We'll pay for it. We'll get consent forms signed. Everything's legal. You get shit on all you want. Just shut the fuck up and play football, man. God damn. I want to start a new job. It's a consultancy for professional sports franchises where I just make all the weird shit happen for these athletes in a legal way that they need to happen for them to shut the fuck up and play. Stay on the field.
Dude, it's fucking crazy to me that so many of these dudes in pretty much every sport are just no, I don't want to play. It's not even like they're taking a stand on nothing. It's not even like they're. It's not even like they are like Colin Kaepernick or something where I'm going to kneel and then teams are like, you're a distraction and you're not even good anymore, get the fuck out. These dudes are taking a stand for what? What is OBJ mad about? What is he annoyed at?
But he's not getting thrown the football enough. And let's be real, this isn't new to this era. Fucking Keyshawn Johnson literally wrote a book called Just Throw Me the Damn Ball.
Terrell Owens.
Yeah. This has been going on forever. Receivers were all fucking quarterbacks in high school, right?
Yeah.
They were the best player on their team, and they had the ball all the time. And now they're fucking one of the best 5 players on their team, and it hurts their feels.
Yeah. It's fucking bizarre.
Not sure what Colin Kaepernick's fighting for. It used to be somewhat obvious what he was fighting for because of everything that was going on in the news and blah, blah, blah. After time, with all the data that's been released, we realized that a lot of this stuff is bullshit. After the refund the police movements and stuff like that, we realized that a lot of these arguments are bullshit. But I don't understand how he could compare the NFL's draft process to modern-day slavery.
Training camp.
He compared it. No, at the draft, too.
Yeah, he said the draft process, yeah.
He compared.
This is what he said. What they don't want you to understand is what's being established is a power dynamic. Now, this is just postmodernism, right? He's quoting Mikhail Foucault, who, if you've ever listened to Jordan Peterson talk, you'll understand that how a reasonable person feels about Mikhail Foucault and his work, because it's all gar. It's just like he just lifted a bunch of shit from Marxism. Like, oh, we should all be equal, and there are these government power structures, so aren't there social hierarchies as well that are damaging to all of us intrinsically? Like, no.
But then if he's kind of contradicting himself, if he's anti-draft, then he's essentially just like the ultimate free market is if you can go wherever you want.
I think that's how it should be, to be honest.
I do.
I don't think there should be a draft. I think colleges...
It should be like college.
It should be exactly like college. You get a certain amount of recruitment and blah, 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 and then you get to fucking sign wherever you want to.
And there's still a salary cap, and it limits guys from loading up.
Yep. Why should you... If there's a salary cap in place, then you don't need to do... And look, if a bunch of guys decide, hey, we're going to go make $100 less million over our career to be the best team ever for 10 years, then fucking that's the best 10 years of your sport ever.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, and you saved a shitload of money, too, by doing it.
Also, the entire analogy was essentially that, like, look, they measured slaves, and they're measuring us. Like, that's the whole analogy.
Oh, yeah, here's what he says. Before they put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance, he continues. No boundary respect, no dignity left intact. You are a fucking professional athlete. If you've got a fucked up knee, I need to hear about it. Right? Need to know.
Yeah.
Before every fucking contract, everybody signs. By the way, including white people, they don't get poked and prodded less, motherfucker, because they're athletes. Imagine going to a car dealership, and you start opening the doors and looking inside, and the dealer is like, whoa, what are you, some kind of racist or something? Shut the fuck up.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking clown.
Also, what did he say about the no boundary left unrespected or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. Who knows?
They let them do all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
It's the players who don't have boundaries half the time. Yeah. I mean, especially the star players. Man, that was fucking wild. I was always wondering if he would top telling Cuban refugees that they didn't know anything about Castro.
Here's what I want to do. Let's get Michael J. Fox on this quick. Invent the time machine. Get Christopher Lloyd too if you need to, but I think he's got other shit. He's fighting the Libyans or something.
Yeah.
Get a time machine. Let's go back to the old slavery times and have Colin Kaepernick explain to them who he is as a person, where he came from, what his parents look like, right?
Yeah.
How much money he's personally worth. And then tell them that he believes that his situation and theirs are the same.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
We are one.
I would love to fucking just watch that, actually, because what you would see is marked confusion followed by a brutal, deadly assault on this man, because that's exactly what should happen. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ, what a mongoloid.
It's fucking, I mean, it just doesn't.
You got to be real dumb to say some shit like that.
And, like, look, we talk about all the time on the other shows the last couple days how, like, you can't just, like, dunk on someone or whatever, or, like, the dunk culture of just, like, you need to do more than dance on someone's grave, or you shouldn't dance on someone's grave, whatever. But, like, if you are basically, like, fully on the side of Colin Kaepernick, his beliefs or whatever, like, you can't look at that and think anything other than this is counterproductive.
He is definitely not the spokesman you're wanting on your side.
Definitely not, no. He's causing a lot more problems than he's fixing, for
At this point, absolutely.
Yeah. At least LeBron just has gotten to the point now where he just shuts the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, if it's anything outside of the U.S., he's like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
LeBron's never worn a Che Guevara shirt in Miami.
Che Guevara is a murderer.
Yes.
Of gay people?
Racist.
Killed a lot of gay people, super racist. Wasn't a fan of black people very much, and that's funny that a lot of Black Lives Matter people cruise around wearing his shit.
I blame Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
Did they sell his shit?
For a long time.
Well,
No one had any idea who the fuck he was. They were like, this is a cool shirt with a star on it.
cool picture.
It is a cool picture. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Good pick.
Jesus Christ. Sweet. Well, look, this has been fun. Colin Kaepernick is a piece of shit. Everybody knows it.
Yeah. A counterproductive dummy.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're... This is the same as the analogy I talk about with that when I was doing plainclothes security, and this dumb white girl is just yelling into this black cop's face that he's a racist. That's how stupid it is. For the rich guy, the guy that's used the system and the country to make himself unimaginably wealthy, and now he's telling all these people, right, that how bad everything is.
Right.
How bad the country is.
Well,
and
how bad
also,
he has it.
Right. And also, while he's trying to convince them of this thing that may to some degree actually be true, he's the one blocking them from making any progress on it. That's like the dumbest shit of all time. What a fucking idiot.
It was a stunning analogy. Like you had, I wonder if there's like an editor on that, like the edit. Like I kind of imagine a lot of editors
like,
are,
ooh,
yeah, they're really apathetic to what they're doing. You know, they're just doing their job. And that's like if there's an editor that's just like, man, what is this? Well, whatever. I mean, I'll put it together for you.
Well, they were doing that with the Braves, right? Somebody was editing some dude's post to put the word Braves back into it because he wouldn't use it. There was some sports writer that would.
There's several who, he's like, I will no longer use the term Braves.
But I don't remember which publication it was, but they were re-adding the word Braves.
It was Bob Nightingale, and it might be SI.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, Jeff Passan's a cunt. He looks like Jim from The Office when he got his hair cut to go interview for corporate. Shut the fuck up, you fucking loser, baby. God damn it, man. Oh, we've grown past this stuff. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You're not allowed to just go through life expecting not to have your fucking feelings hurt.
Well, also, that still implies that the point of the chop is to hurt someone's feelings, even, which it's not.
Why would it?
Right.
Why would any of this? What other mascots do we use that we are intrinsically the intent is to demean the mascot?
Right.
It's never that.
Ever.
Why would you, unless it's a joke like the fucking yellow whatever the fuck's that minor league baseball team that's always doing
bananas.
The bananas,
Yeah.
Banana slugs too.
Yeah.
No, the banana slug. That's one of the colleges.
That's Santa Barbara.
Yeah, UC Santa Barbara.
Any Cupid or small fairy-like creatures probably open for criticism.
Okay, no one the fuck is talking about that, dude. We're talking about if teams intentionally pick a mascot to demean it specifically, but nobody has a Cupid mascot. Like
I think we go full circle. Like I believe Rob said this once, but we're eventually going to get to the point where all the mascots are white.
They should be. Let's make fun of white people for a while if that's what we're doing.
And then they're just going to be like, oh, well, now why aren't there any other cultures represented?
Do people think that the Utah Utes are named as such to demean a Ute, whatever the fuck a Ute is?
That's a Native American tribe.
Okay.
Yeah, in Utah.
Do they think that that's what that is? They called it that because it rhymes with Utah, and that's where the name of the state came from in the fucking first place.
Right. It's fucking weird.
My mistake. Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Okay.
And I'm sorry, it was Hickman High School, not Columbia College.
No one cares about high
the
schools.
Cupies,
We're talking about professional sports franchises that make money off their branding. That's what we're talking about.
Well, the other funny thing too about when the people who complain about the chop or the Braves name is that like the Braves work with Native Americans all the time, donate money, all this stuff. So like they are having a markedly, like tangibly more positive effect on the Native American community than everyone who's just tweeting like, this is racist. I'm helping.
What about the Bulls or the Titans or the Patriots? No, it's because one, the name sounds cool, and two, because it gives off strength.
Right.
Brave is it's like having the fucking New Jersey Veterans or something. That's the same fucking thing.
Right.
Motherfucker, it's the same thing. It's an honorific title held in that culture. Yeah. It's like the Chiefs. People don't complain about the Chiefs' name much. They just complain about some of the fucking imagery around some of their stuff in the past. But they don't complain about the word chief because chief is widely known to be a title of respect, an honorific title.
Right.
So is brave.
Right.
It's like saying soldier or veteran. Motherfucker. God damn it,
it's
man.
crazy. Well, the other thing, too, I think I said this to you the other day about the Passan piece. It was like, it's weird. You wrote this whole thing, and you kind of left it open-ended and vague because you want to conjure up the image of basically a bunch of white people doing it. But, for example, the Braves players all chop to celebrate a big hit.
Well, so does the entire Fox crew. And the
right,
ESPN
Frank
crew
Thomas
as well,
and David Ortiz are chopping on set. And then you've got non-white players. And by the way, this isn't quite the same because it's not a North American It's not continental United States, Native American. So, but still, if you're Afro-Latino or Latino in general, you almost certainly have indigenous heritage.
You definitely have Aztec if you're anywhere north of fucking South America. There's Aztec in you somewhere. Could be in your butt. You better check it out. Search your butts for Aztecs is what I'm saying here. Not the Mayans. They're the ones that can't do calendaring properly, apparently.
Right. Well, they were that Mayans were gone by the time the Aztecs were around, I feel like.
If somebody left a calendar behind, by the way, and they're gone, you don't need to pay attention to their calendar. Just in case that comes up again in human life at any point. I hope it doesn't. All right, well, this is all fucking stupid, but that Sunday night game is dope. So I'm definitely going to be doing that.
That's the one game I'm looking forward to.
Put some money on that one.
Well, that and Packers Chiefs.
Yeah, that's actually a really good game, too. I mean, the Cardinals game is good, too. I just think they're going to I don't know why it's even. I think they easily win that game.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Anyways, until next time, we'll see you tomorrow. We've got American Party at noon Central with Michael Schellenberger. He's a very smart man. And then we have a fucking barbecue expert coming into the studio tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Drinkin' Bros. That'll be fun, and then you'll see us on Drinkin' Bros Sports to talk about college football tomorrow at 4 p.m., right?
Unless the Braves win tonight, then it's a baseball recap.
True, yeah. We'll see how that goes, yeah. So stay tuned for that. Until then, we've got 69 minutes into this show, and I think that's a good place to stop. We'll see you in hell.
I agree.